Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone podcast. My name is Kathy. As we had anticipated, both the state of Idaho and the defense have filed notice of compliance, providing notice to the court, to opposing counsel, and to the public that each side had complied with Judge Stephen J. Hippler's directives in the document and records hold order. One was sent to the state, one was sent to defense. On May 15th, 2025, you can read exactly what those orders said and what both sides were directed to do. This had to do with the court's concerns that there was a possible violation of the court's non-dissemination order prohibiting certain information and evidence to be distributed publicly. The court had noted that based on sensitive information not previously publicly circulated that was reported during a recent Dateline TV program related to this case and the defendant, Brian Kohberger, that it appeared likely that there was a possible breach of that non-dissemination order. The court in this order of May 15th was intent on determining who the source of the leak was, to identify this person and to hold this person in account. And in furtherance of this objective, each side was ordered to produce certain information and details to the court within 7 days for an in-camera review. That means the information would not be publicly docketed, produced to the public. It would go directly to Judge Stephen J. Hippler for an in-camera, that means in chambers, for the court's eyes-only examination. On May 22nd, 2025, the state filed a notice of compliance, as did the defense. Let's look at the state's notice of compliance first. It says, comes now, State of Idaho by and through the Latah County Prosecuting Attorney, and hereby provides notice that in response to the court's document and records hold order, dated May 15th, 2025, the state has lodged with the court for in-camera review an ex parte letter with attached exhibits. The state has provided the court with documentation of distribution and receipt of the court's order to involved agencies as ordered. Respectfully submitted this 22nd day of May 2025, signed Ashley Jennings, Sr., Deputy Prosecuting Attorney. I find it, in my opinion, interesting that Ms. Jennings did, in this public document, confirm that the state has provided distribution and receipt of the court's order to involved agencies as ordered. Additionally, on the 22nd of May 2025, the defense, by and through Ann C. Taylor, filed their notice of compliance on the public docket. It states, comes now Brian C. Kohberger, by and through his attorneys of record, and hereby provides notice that the defense has submitted a letter with attachments for in-camera review for the court in compliance with the document and records hold order. Defense, dated May 15th, 2025. At this point, it appears now the court is in receipt and has been since the 22nd of May, the information that both sides were court ordered to produce, including the names of all parties with access to this evidence from the state of Idaho's side as well as the defense's side, irrespective of whether or not they are continuing to work on the case. In other words, the court specifically said whether they're currently involved or were formerly involved, as in the past. So we await, as the public, further details regarding the status of this investigation, and when anything is published on the docket relative to the same, we will, of course, notify you. This now concludes this episode of the Indie Zone podcast. My name is Kathy. Thank you for joining us today.